Hello there. My name is Michael Egan. I am a CA student and attempting to be a character modeler and a compositor here at Full Sail. A little something about myself is that I think I have a lot of courage and pride. Right before I came to Full Sail, I was a victim of a mugging. I was on my way home from my friend's house who lives down the street, and basically, long story short, this guy drove past us, turned around, parked, came out, shined the hind beams on our eyes, pointed a gun out, and said, "Give me all your stuff." I was kind of foolish, and I had a lot of stuff in my hand at the time. I had my laptop and other bags, and I said no. And this guy then repeatedly beat me in the head with the blunt of the gun. And I just kind of sat there and took it until he put his guard down, and I attacked. So when he pointed the gun at my head, I wasn't afraid. I was stupid. I should have just given him my stuff. But I remember one thing. I remember that I was more afraid standing up in front of the courtroom and in front of the judge and telling him the story in front of the entire courtroom, and more than that guy pointing the gun at my face. Which brings me to why I'm afraid, or what I am afraid of when it comes to public speaking. Now, I've always been good at telling stories and, rambling on about, anything really. But as soon as it becomes a formal situation, as soon as it becomes a grade of some sort, I get a little nervous. I think one way for me to overcome this fear is to do what I did right before this video and prepare. I feel way more comfortable talking now than I would than just kind of winging it and stuff, which I kind of done in the past. I'm used to doing that when I'm in a discussion with anybody. I think my first time that I ever did a speech in front of an audience, my first public speaking event was back in 5th grade. I was chosen to read a story about a king who was obsessed with PB&J. And I was chosen for this role because back then I was kind of a class clown, and my teacher thought I would make it entertaining and funny for the rest of the kids who was lower than me. Ever since that speech, I felt like I've always tried to entertain when I speak. I might exaggerate something. You always try to come up with a great story so I can entertain whoever I'm talking to, either if it's a one-on-one thing, is it an audience, or public speaking. That is the end of my introductory video. I wish good luck to all my other classmates, and I look forward to watching one of your videos so I can critique it and whatnot. Thank you very much.